Okay, this is another testimony. I'm trying to stay calm because it's becoming so disgusting. In regard of what they do and changing things. They keep claiming they are war. They are just pedophiles, truly pedophiles. Their job is to try to make me accept these pedophilia things. And that's their life right now. That's their that's their calling, I guess, in life. And obviously, it's only for sure when you do these kind of things, it's absolutely 100% sure that you will get what you put in life. When you put these nasty things, when you're gonna get yours. They're trying to make me think of the things they want to create in these disturbing ways, in these pedophilia ways. Just 2 seconds ago, something just happened disgusting. I was scrolling down the YouTube, and you see a picture of the Dalai Lama with a kid kissing on his lips. Now, this is not innocent. Is This Dalai Lama was making do something, like it was nasty. It's nasty, but they will try to give me a nasty stimulation. These people are true pedophiles. And before that, they were just like doing this thing because everything they do is orchestrated. Nothing just comes up natural. Like nothing is just like, oh, it's a coincidence. Matter of fact, before I get to that picture, you can hear somebody almost a drum line, like like something's about to be seen, and boom, that's the picture. That's why he was like doing the drum set, right? He was kind of preparing up. It's coming up, and they're nasty, right? You gotta understand. These people have fun with these kind of things. These people are filled with pedophiles, right? So to them, this is like a joy. Like it's not a joy, but this is, oh, we're gonna make him feel some pedophilia things. It's so disgusting. It would be one thing if they weren't that many the issue of the pedophilia in these agencies, but this is just the bottom feeders coming from this agency. They just normalize this pedophilia type of tormenting in a place where there's a bunch of pedophiles. And this trash as like, oh, they're gonna rape you, they're gonna do this. It's like, listen, this is what you're doing for a living. Thank you, God, I didn't have to do this. Prior to that, they were making me think of the versions of what they wanted. Before August 19th, 2019, I noticed something was off, was weird around me. I was seeing people acting weird, like looking at, like, see, like being wanting to be seen and looking at their phone and pretending like. And I remember walking to the gym, and I see this kid, like a 13-year-old kid, just a kid. He's just looking at, but it's like he wanted to be seen. I'm like, what they try to set me up with? I'm looking at this kid, like, no, like, are you serious? I'm looking like, it's a boy, right? It's a 13-year-old boy too, because like, it's just like this. What is this? And I'm looking at this kid. This is just a kid, a, a middle school kid. I'm looking at this kid like, what? Okay, like, what's this? What's happening here? Why are they trying to set up? It's obvious he wants to be seen. He's on his phone. He's kind of leaning a little bit, looking at his phone. It's just really, and I'm looking at this kid like, right. And as I'm walking, looking at him, and I walk away, and I hear somebody. She comes in. He's too young for you. And I turn around. I'm just like, and she just walk away. It's like such a gimmick. And I'm like, see, these people are just retarded. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for using this language, but these people are just nuts. What is wrong with these people? And I was like, this is a joke. And then and now they give me stimulations and weird feelings like, look, this boy. But they're doing this stimulations. Like, what? I was like, damn, he's cute. Let me, can he be my boyfriend? These people have no shame. They think I'm gonna let them live their fantasy, and they're like, wait for it, you're gonna be tortured. Yes, I will. And no, I'm not gonna subscribe to your nastiness. I know who I am, you nasty motherfuckers. Sorry for the language again. So you can understand how things are going. These people are just has no self-respect now. They make me stimulate toward these little 13-year-old boys. In my life, I was like, oh, I want a 13-year-old. Like, how disturbing is this? It's like, oh, they're gonna see you, they're gonna think you are. It's like, no shame. Putting stimulation, sensation, all kind of things to try to make this a sexual thing, a stimulating thing, a sexual stimulating thing, giving me stimulations in that memory. Like, I mean, at this point, it's as obvious as it gets, but this is why I'm making this reality check. Memory manipulation is going to be nonstop. I said it. They're going to put different storylines. And I think the reason why they're going this route is because I've had inspire in in the like it's not something I truly was planning on doing in the sense that I had like a plan on it, but I wanted to at some point be a figure of what's the word of like do something for the community, for the kids that are looking for role models. I had that like inspiration, but of course, it was more like, oh man, that would be great if I did this. It was never like, like I'm gonna sign up for this thing, so we're gonna do this, so I can. So it was like, oh, I wish that. But I think that what they were doing is like they were trying to make me look like a predator. Somebody's like, oh, that was big. Bait for what? I looked at the kid. What's wrong with this kid? What's going on here? I'm looking at what is going on. He's looking, and I'm looking at this kid like, I'm not supposed to be. I'm looking, nothing. And then when I'm like a little bit further, somebody comes, pure acting. He's too young for you, and then just walk away. What a clown. And then there's another time, and I'm getting stimulation now again. I'm walking. There's a group of kids, like 12, 13-year-old kids in front of me, and they're acting weird. They're like walking in, and then they're like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm looking at this kid like, what is wrong with this kid? Why they are acting weird? And then out of nowhere, they say, "Daddy, daddy, daddy," and then they stop, and I'm looking at them. It's like, what is wrong with this kid? And they look at me and say, oh, he's not scared. I'm like, what is wrong with this kid? It's like they wanted me to accept this thing. They're like, okay, and they purposely weren't in front of me. It's like, well, what? I'm not going to like I'm on my way somewhere and they're just like in front of me and they're just like acting weird and I'm looking at it. It's like, what is going on? At that point, it's like they try to set me up with something here. Something's going on. And these kids wanted me to be scared of this frame they were doing. They say, "Daddy, daddy," and then they stop. Oh, oh, he's not scared. And then they just walk, and that was that. Just over. It's just so weird. And then I was like, okay, And so now they're trying to do these things that you see. We have proof they're gonna rape you. They're gonna do this. They're gonna do that. And then on top of that, they're stimulating me. And then this picture of this boy and the dilemma. It's so disgusting. Poor baby. This is a poor kid, man. It's disgusting. Um, but it's what they do. They're nasty, nasty, and they try to make me imagine doing what the dilemma is doing. It's just so sad that poor boy is like, hey, go home. You understand? Like these people are trash, and they're like, no, we're gonna prove it. We're gonna do this. It's like, of course it will. You guys are nasty. They do all kind of things to me, and there'll be a point where I won't be able to say what I need to say. So I'm saying it now till I die. These people have to see themselves for what they are. They need to see themselves for the pedos that they are. There's a reason why there's a bunch of pedophiles in those agencies. It's because it's trash. This trash is supposed they train this low life to do this, and they're supposed to scare me. What? I want a little boy. I want a 13-year-old boy. That's my ooh. They have no shame. In my head, they're making me imagine and stimulated and all that. They know my demons, right? It's no kids. They know. Yeah, but this trash have just rewired my brain into something else. And they're like, "Oh, you are a pedo." These people are pedophiles, pedophiles, pedos. Try to just rewire brain into something else. This is why there's, you hear. Listen, I will always be quick to bring up these things. This, you know, I will always bring up the things that brings things to reality, in the sense that when you have these issues, and I've played it many times already.
Other agencies that handle sensitive information. In a November 2009 report, the Department of Defense acknowledged that dozens of Pentagon staff members are sexual conduct. This is one employee of the CIA had sexual contact with a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old. He was simply fired. One employee purchased sexually explicit videos of young girls filmed by their mothers. He resigned. One employee estimated that he had viewed up to 1,400 sexually abusive images of children while on agency assignments. Not sure what actions, if any, were taken by him. One contractor arranged for sex with an undercover FBI agent. I think that you mentioned that. Even get a public review of what the transcript was, what the FBI testified. General of the intelligence community found that two officials from the National Reconnaissance Office, which oversees America's spy satellites, acknowledged viewing images of child sexual abuse during polygraph examinations. This is so disturbing. At a symposium in 2016, Daniel Payne, a top Pentagon security official, said that when workers' computers were examined, the amount of child porn I see is just unbelievable. Is this something?
Right? You understand? This trash are low lives. They-
Saying, hey, can I get hired? Can I get a job? You're put through an extremely rigorous background check screening process. It's called an SSBI, single scope background investigation. There are people, they interview you, they interview your family, they interview your contacts, they go through your online footprint, they go through everything. So why is it that when they're going through these footprints, they're not checking these digital footprints, they're not checking for so many pedophiles getting through their ranks? If it were up to me, you need to go into Congress, and Congress needs to launch a brand new church committee, number one, to talk about domestic surveillance operations, but number two, to ask the question, why are there so many pedophiles sitting behind those computer screens within the walls of Langley, within the Pentagon, and throughout the broader intelligence community?
well, this person was making that noise because I was scrolling down, and and before that they were like stimulating me, make me think of all this weird things, and while stimulating my libido, and try to make me subscribe to this thing. Trash. Want to cut nasty. When you hear this trash talk about our pedo, yeah, okay, okay, yeah, good fantasy. We know who's the pedos here. Trash. It's just gonna be continuously change into something else. But you have to be strong. You have to understand that in life, like you could have been doing what they do. You could have been doing what they do. You could have been living their life in fun in this thing. These people love this thing. Like it's just like, oh my gosh, you're gonna die. A bunch of pigs. Like the humiliation in what they do and try to maintain is like we're doing it for work. But they are here acting, doing all this thing, involving kids to try to create this stupid story that this having this memories manipulated, and there's people, and at the time this woman that was just came out, he's too young for you, and just turn around and walk away, just like being like super like fraudulent. just to create just try to create this falsified reality, and then now this memory and with stimulations and things. I was like, what the hell? Well, you really think that I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, yeah, now I was stimulated. Oh, that 13-year-old boy. That's really what we need. They have no shame, and they're now stimulating me when I say this. Trash. So whatever's gonna happen to me, as disgusting as this low lifeness is, it's so disgusting, so disgusting. Gotta be strong, and the fact that this thing, oh, okay, then as I did a like a it's not a screenshot, but like a video of the thing. I wanted to show, but because they stimulate me so much. They are stimulating me right now. They're doing this sexual stimulation because they want to aim it toward this kid, and they die. Ugh. I'm not even gonna do it with no shame, no shame. So I know that they're gonna do what they do. I hope that I continue to stay strong, and whatever happens to me, I'm just God give me strength. I'm okay to die in every level, but never, never subscribe. That's all I'm gonna ask, and of course it will. It's it's fate that this thing comes out like that when you guys are trying to do your routine, and they're like, "We cut." Oh, yeah, okay, you cut. I see how much you're cutting over there. We cut so many trash.